Good morning. Welcome to Math Project 49.
Ooh.
Yesterday on Math Project 48 we had a little bit of a technical goof and only ended up doing one problem. Today we're going to do also just one problem. It's making up for the one that we missed yesterday.
Yep.
And today, instead of doing a practice problem, we're going to do lots of practice problems. We're going to learn about something called factorials. So there's a special symbol if you take a number and put an exclamation point after it. And you read that as 4 factorial. You don't read that as 4! 4! 4! Nope. This is read 4 factorial. And it means 4 times 2 times 3 times 1. Okay? God. I'm asleep today. I think it actually means 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, there we go. Let's see if I can make it through without being silly again. 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? And by the way, what is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1?
24.
24. Okay? So 4 factorial happens to equal 24. Now you do this one yourself. What is 5 factorial? First tell me what 5 factorial means.
Well, it means 5 times 3 times 2 times 1.
Try again. What do you think 5 factorial means?
5 times 4 times 3 times 2.
Times?
1.
You take all the numbers, you take all below it. So 5, write the 5, times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And what does that equal?
$120.
120, that's exactly right.
It's a big number from this up here.
Well, that's the thing about factorials. The numbers get big really fast. So let's make a little list. 1 factorial is just 1.
Yeah.
2 factorial equals 2 times 1, which is just
2.
2. So it equals 2. Write 3 factorial. Now try to write it straight on this line. No, write it down here. Write it down here. See how you ended up over there. Write it straight across that line. 3 factorial equals 3 times 2 times 1,
which is 6.
which is 6. 4 factorial was equal to 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You remember what 4 factorial was?
Was 24.
24.
5 factorial is 120.
5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which equals 120. Okay, now I'm going to start teaching you some neat things about factorials because the factorials get very big very quick.
Yeah.
Okay? And so multiplying them all out sometimes isn't the very best thing to do. So let's take a look. Let's go to 6 factorial. 6 factorial, which is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? And which happens to equal 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And what did we call 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1?
Well, we said it was 120.
Okay, but what else did we call it? We had a special symbol for 5 times 4 times 3 times 2
5
times...
factorial.
Right, so 6 factorial just equals 6 times 5 factorial.
So 6 times 120.
Okay, so, well, right, 6 times 120. Do you know what 6 times 120 is?
No.
Sure you do.
With 6 times... Well, I'll figure out what 6 times 12 is. Well, I'll figure out what 12 trying to figure out what 20 times 6, so I'll figure out 12 times 6. Let's see, what is 12 times 6?
What is 12 times 6? Okay, so this is 6 times 120. So it'd be nice to know what 12 times 6 was.
70.
Nope. 6 times 12 is not 70.
Well, 4 times 12 is 48.
4 times 12 is 48, that's true.
6 times 12 is 48 plus 24.
6 times 12 is 48 plus 24, which is?
72.
72, right.
I mean...
So 6 times 120 is 720. But the important thing is we can write it as 6 times 5 factorial. Similarly, let's say 8 factorial, which is 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now we're not going to multiply this out, But we know that, for example, that this is 8 times 7 times what's in this quantity, 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And what is 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1?
Factorial.
So this is 8 factorial is the same as 8 times 7 times 6 factorial. And you know what 8 times 7 is, right?
56.
This is the same as 56 times 6 factorial.
Oh, 6 factorial.
Well, we don't need to multiply it out. We can just leave it like this for now. Okay, because this number is going to be gigantic. It's going to be 56 times 720.
Oh, that's going to be maybe above, I think that would be above 5,000.
Yeah. It might,
Wow.
Might be. Okay, so sometimes when you're working with factorials, so let me show you like what is 9 factorial minus 7 factorial. Okay, if we want to multiply this all out, it's going to be like, whoa, how do we multiply this all out? But we know 9 factorial is 9 times 8 times...
But this equals 2 factorial.
No. That's what I'm going to show you. Definitely doesn't equal 2 factorial. Because what's 2 factorial? 2 times 1.
This is 2.
Okay, so let's see if 9 factorial minus 7 factorial equals 2. 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. This is 9 factorial. And here's 7 factorial. It's just 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So look, do you notice?
72?
Notice that 9 factorial is the same as 9 times 8 times
7 factorial.
7 factorial. Okay, so this is equal to, what's 9 times 8?
72.
Okay, so 9 factorial minus 7 factorial is 9 times 8 times 7 factorial minus 7 factorial.
Not 76.
Not 76. Which is the same as 72 times 7 factorial minus 7 factorial. Okay?
These numbers are getting huge.
These numbers are getting huge. So we have 72 times 7 factorial minus 7 factorial, which is the same as if I have 72x minus x, what do I get?
72.
72x minus x, what do I get? If I have 72...
71x.
71x. So 72 times 7 factorial minus 7 factorial is the same as 71 times 7 factorial.
Cool.
Okay? And by the way, 7 factorial is 5,040.
Whoa!
This is 71 times 5,040.
How are we supposed to do that?
71. Gosh, I'm having a hard time writing today for some reason. 71 times 5,040. But I don't know what this is. It's okay to just leave it as 71 times 7 factorial. But 71 times 5,040 is definitely not equal to 2.
Ah.
Ouch. Okay?
It isn't.
Okay, now dividing factorials. 12 factorial divided by 10 factorial. Okay? This is crazy. This is
Wait.
12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6.
Yeah.
So what's 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 called? Times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1.
10 factorial.
Okay, 12 factorial is 12 times 11 times 10 factorial divided by 10 factorial.
Well, what is 10? What is 12? Well, 10 factorial is going to be huge.
Right, it's going to be huge, so we don't want to multiply it out. So here we have something 12 times 11 times x, the whole thing just divided by x. And do you know what happens when you divide x by x?
You get 0.
No. What's 3 divided by 3?
1.
What's 4 divided by 4?
1.
What's 10 divided by 10?
1.
What's a million divided by a million?
1.
So what's x divided by x?
1.
1. So this is the same thing as 12 times 11 times 1.
What is 12 times 11? Well, I know 10 times 11 is 110.
Okay?
And then 12 times 11,
Is going to be 110 plus what?
110 plus 22
Right.
is 132.
132. So this is 132. Okay. So that's a little introduction to factorials.
Cool.
So we're going to do that factorial problem, that homework problem on factorials. Uh-oh. Where's my book, Hogan?
I'll go search for it.
So we got to do the homework problem. We got to write down what the homework problem is.
No, that's the red one. I'm looking for volume 1, not volume 2.
Oh, look at this. It's right here. It's right under this other whiteboard. So we were, it's Olympiad 58, problem number 3. So just one homework problem today.
Awesome.
Okay.
Giant smell.
Okay, good job, honey.